Thank you for joining me for this three-part series celebrating Roesline's Global Safety Month. During this three-part series, we'll hear from several members of Roesline's Environmental Health and Safety Department. We're going to focus on diversity and inclusion and the safety and construction industry and what that looks like in today's world. And now for part 2 of this three-part series. Lisa, thank you for joining us for the Safety Month podcast. As we kick this off, can you give us some quick information or background on yourself and the role you play in our safety department?
Yeah, so I grew up in St. Louis and then I graduated from Rolla, or what is now Missouri S&T, with an environmental engineering degree in December of 2020. But in college, I had a co-op with Honda as an industrial hygiene co-op, and then I also did an environmental engineering internship with Honda in Marysville, Ohio. Then just last summer, I was an EHS intern here at Roeslein, but shortly after that, I started my full-time career here after graduation. For my position, I'm responsible for helping plan and implement, as well as enforce our organization's environmental health and safety policies and procedures. For this, our primary goal is to create a workplace that is safe and healthy for not just our people, but also our environment as well. For my role, I am more focused on the environmental health aspects of EHS.
That is awesome. That's super that you were an intern and transitioned into our company full time. That kind of gave you a little bit of insight from both perspectives for Raceline. Being one of the few female employees in the safety department, can you elaborate for us why is women's PPE such a hot topic in the safety world right now?
So the number of women working in construction, manufacturing, or even the industrial trades have steadily increased over the years. And as we see this incline, we can expect to see a more positive correlation in the demand for PPE for women as well. So for this, I see the single biggest demand for women who are actually required to wear PPE in the workplace is the fit of it, which sounds really reasonable, but in reality, there is such a limited availability of options out there. So the issue here regarding PPE is that the ill-fitting PPE and garments that are provided to women to help them perform their routine jobs can pose a safety concern.
Can you elaborate on that? What are some safety issues that women could face when being forced to wear men's PPE?
So the main purpose, as we all know, of PPE is to prevent injury. But wearing men's PPE can often become uncomfortable and sometimes clownish looking, so it's bigger for us. But altering the PPE can also make it ineffective, so we don't want that to happen. As a result, ill-fitting PPE is a safety hazard since the oversized shirts and jackets can also get caught in machinery or also interfere with the tools and operations of equipment. So the women who need to wear these shirts and jackets are often told that they should just buy a man's garment, but in a smaller size. And the problem with this is that men's clothing are designed differently than those made for women. For example, the shoulders on a men's jacket are designed broader than compared to a women's jacket. Women's jackets are also more curve friendlier and flare out near the waist at the bottom. So the whole one size smaller concept is a challenging. And men and women are also built differently, so their clothing needs to be designed to consider these differences.
I know one thing that comes to mind for me is gloves, especially when women are working with those. A lot of times men's gloves run longer and their fingers are bigger. That can affect like dexterity and the workmanship that we're providing, correct?
Yes. The comfort and fit and the style are all important factors. So for gloves, especially men's small is different from a women's small. All of these features can influence if the worker will actually like make proper use of it or not. So as a result, purchasing PPE that is designed for women can help reduce any of the risks, injuries related to ergonomics, tripping, or even snag hazards.
Thank you for elaborating on that. We're well aware that it is more than just fashion and comfort. Is there anything else that we should be aware of when we consider the inclusion of women in the PPE and in safety workforce?
Well, I think the most important thing to remember is that there is a difference between the design of men's and women's PPE, but there shouldn't be a difference in one's safety.
I love that. Thank you so much for your time today and elaborating on this important topic. And I hope that you have a wonderful day.
Thanks, you too.